Here we are, La Jolla. It is Friday. Hardly ever come out on Fridays because I hate traffic on the way home, but with the weather, another storm hitting tomorrow, and the surf was higher yesterday, so gonna make the best of it. Hope I can find those yellows that have been coming around during the week, or several weeks, but very sporadically. All right, let's go. Mylar, don't buy this crap. Alright, so we made bait. We're trolling around here looking for better signs. Got a big Spanish mac. They're all Spanish. All the ones I caught, like 5, I think I got at least 5. I got one big one there and at least 4 or 5 in the tank. Anyway. And we keep going over these areas. So right now we're right under between 65 to 70 feet of water. We're searching these areas right out just south of the Northern Pool, not quite wind and sea, but just as generally there's seals around here, another boat over there. But yeah, this is the area, you know, well, has always been the area where there's yellowtail, but lately some have been picked up by the afternoon news seaforth. Weirdest thing, they said that some of these seems to be the bite. Then again, they weren't here in the morning. They were out looking for rockfish, so that didn't mean that they couldn't necessarily have looked going up in the morning, just that they weren't here. And that was a report we were looking at to see, because normally you don't get to see where they're at. The marine traffic actually had showed them being a mile offshore here in this general area, which I've been fishing for a very long time, especially for weeks. The last month and a half, maybe 2 months or something, I've been concentrating a lot on this general area because this is where there's been a lot of marks of either bait or a lot of marks of more individual fish. So, you know, when you, but just not helping so far. Seals around. We're still drifting. We're actually trolling right now, but we're drifting once we find a spot with a lot of marks. But there's a lot of bait in here. Unfortunately, there's also some kelp farther out here in 75 to 80 feet of water. Like all of a sudden, there's a few strands that go like, damn. That's one of my biggest mac I had on there. The first one, he was, you know, getting trolled and drifted at times, and he ended up getting tangled up in one of those strands, so I ended up losing him. He was about 10 to 11 inches long. I got one now that's probably about 9, a little less, a little shorter, still good size. But yeah, they're all Spanish this morning. But keep going over areas that have more bait, sometimes marks of individual fish, but other than the max, I haven't gotten anything else seems to have hit anything. Just hoping for some better areas here. Better areas to sit in. Again, it's been like this for a couple of months now. I've been concentrating on this area, but this is the area where again it seems to have gotten some yellows being caught within this last week. But you gotta be there, right place, right time. That's what it's all about anymore. We all been fishing, or at least I, and many others, have been fishing here for more than a decade, so we know this isn't the norm. But we never, you know, haven't fished it constantly for 30 years, so I don't know if there's different patterns. But I'm sure there's highs and lows, just like the weather, and just like in most things, more lows than highs. Here's some of the kelp strands around. Bed him up a tiny bit just so as not to give him quite too much leeway. Fuck, he probably found that damn sandhill. See? When a fish hits him, they pull a lot faster. All right, we're still moving around. We're moving around because I was all over bait, all over a lot of different bait, and sitting between as low as 65 feet to as high as 85 feet. Right now I'm at 80. Kind of, the current had drifted me north and a little farther out, so I'm going back in to slowly drift again, but it had just drifted me a little bit north. I was even with that second kind over there, but like I said, you can see how much farther north I've drifted and slightly west. So still nothing, and all I do is keep hearing some guys on kayaks. They're talking to, I don't know if they caught a couple calicos or whatever. One guy got nothing, one guy's hooking up. The other guy hooked up bird once or twice. I don't know. So, hey, fishing. Lots of boats. There's a lot of them getting here a little bit later, but yeah, there's a bunch of boats and kayaks here. I guess everybody's kind of like, you know, heard of some good fishing lately. You know, overall it's not when you consider the number of people fishing here. Or the other day when the new Seaforth ended up with 4 but lost 2, I guess. They had hooked up 6. They had, I think it was 45 fishermen. That's just, it's only in the afternoon because that's the only time they came out here. Early in the morning they go for rockfish farther off of Point Loma, probably 10 miles out from Point Loma. Wow. Anyway, they were out here, you know, this week. They've been coming out here, a couple of boats. I'll tend to be in the afternoon. I guess that's when they've seen fish hit. But yeah, haven't gotten any hits yet, so don't know. Doesn't mean they're not around here right now. There just might not be interest in stuff, but there's marks, like I said, for months. There have been plenty of marks here that could easily be yellows. So who knows? See, now I'm kind of, didn't even go inwards that much, but I'm going south and I'm at 73 feet. As you see, there's an area here in the middle of Ohio where it's a lot shallower, and you need to go farther west in order to get to deeper water. When you get a little north, it's a lot deeper, or way farther west. Right, it's like everybody's trolling and you know, trying whatever. All right, so we're trolling a little bit more, just trying to get back south again. The current keeps pushing me north, so following this whole yeah. Swear, lots of loose kelp everywhere here from probably all the boats that have been anchoring here the last few days, carrying up a lot of the bull kelp, unfortunately. Look at these marks. That ain't no kelp stringer. Not going up and down like that. But we got this big old greenback now. Had a greenback, had a big giant Spanish earlier, and then it broke off. I caught on a kelp, then I lost 2 more the same way, a little bit smaller ones, and then had a bunch of other ones, and was down to 1 more back, and decided to try to make some more bait while I was down with one other one out there. And then all of a sudden went over some bait, dropped on my sabiki again, and ended up catching a really nice big, well, probably 12 to 13 inch greenback, nice greenie. So only greenback I got today. So I left him on the deck there while I brought in the Spanish I had out there, took him off, put him back in the tank, in the bait tank, and then put the nice big greenback out there. So the nice big heavy duty greenback is out there swimming, or being towed a little bit right now, and drifting at times, but just have not gotten anything to attack it. The only max I've lost, 3 of them, were all because they caught themselves caught on kelp strands. And by the time I get there and try to get it out, they're gone. You know, it's broken off their nose, and the hook is on a piece of kelp. So, but they're big old rollers sometimes come through. But yeah, just can't. Look at all of that, man. It used to be you saw that and there was calicos and all sorts of other stuff on your hook. There was always something, you know, and kind of annoying if that's not what you were trying to get, but there was always stuff biting you. Now it's like, what's wrong with those fish? Okay, same area again, just a little north of that second condo, or apartments. Seals around here. Good thing that they haven't figured out that we got the max. I mean, it's kind of weird. It used to be all the ones that were anything more than 1 year old. Say we're always stealing our bait, so thank God that they're not quite the same. And there's so much bait here for them, they don't really need to. They just kind of like did it, I think, because it's a game. It's annoying for us. Very annoying for us. Yeah, I'm drifting right over onto my line. See, the current is drifting me in that direction. Shit, I have to pick up some of the slack, I guess. So, a little pup seal. Anyway, dang! Hi, everybody out here for the same thing. Yellows, I think. A few might be for calicos, but sheesh. Again, we just keep going over all these areas. So much bait. Not necessarily always crashing on the surface. Most of the time it's just under. And kelp too, lots of kelp. I think I've lost like at least five mackerel. One greenback, that one big greenback I got, I lost him. Big Spanish, and then several other Spanish, all around 9 inches or so. So again, about, I think, 5 I've lost on kelp, where it's tangled up, where I'm trolling like this, going over like 75, 80 feet of water, and yeah, trolling around not too fast, but enough to keep it going, and he's doing fine most of the time. But it is so. So we're still trolling out here. Last little bit of troll hitting in. Gonna leave here early today because I want to catch low tide, which is 12:30. Makes it easier for me not to have to drag it up the beach so much. It really sucks when the tide's coming in, because then you know you're gonna go get your car, but by the time you get back, the thing is trying to float and it's turned sideways, and just kind of annoying. So anyway, figured that instead of having to deal with it, having to bring it up so much at the beach, I'll just take advantage of the low tide, and then that way if I land just before it, then it shouldn't get any higher and I won't have an issue. Plus get to beat the traffic home. But God, all the boats are leaving too. I mean, majority of the boats that were out here, there were lots of kayaks and boats. Here's another one leaving over there. Another one going out. Some have changed and then decided to go out deeper, but that was a long time ago. There's some kind of a charter fishing boat there. So anyway, I'm not sure what the name of that one is. It's more than a 6-pack. It's not one of those half-day boats, but it could probably take at least 10 or 15 people here. So. But just as I figured, hello, time to go home, and guess what? It's starting to break up the clouds and a little bit of sun shining. Isn't that wonderful? God.